Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and this is a giveaway series times two. In other words, it's a short Pittsburgh series, 2 games. It's Pittsburgh at Shea, and then it's going to be the Braves at Shea. I believe it's the Braves at Shea for the second series, and we'll double check that right now. Take a quick peek at the schedule. I'm pulling out Baseball Almanac, and for that series, and it's going to be it's going to be the Braves at Shea Stadium, and after this 2-game series with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now we're using the APBA Basic. I'm using the additional rules in APBA Basic. And you have to look at the rule book to see what those are. But as I go, I'll kind of mention them. And that's about it. Pittsburgh at Mets. Now, I'm curious to know why exactly Dwight Gooden isn't starting. It's going to be Bobby Ojeda on the mound for the Mets today against Patterson for the Pirates. And let's find him. Now, we did a couple of things today, a couple of interesting things. We made some cards using the APBA card maker. Guys I did not have available to me, and I needed them quickly. So we made a couple of cards. We made a Bill Almond card. He plays in this game. An Onyx Concepcion. He plays in this game. We made a John Smiley card, and we used Steve's APBA card maker. There it is. Bob Patterson. He's a deep pitcher. He's a throws lefty. He's from Jacksonville, Florida, and he was not included in this set. I have a 20 card set from 1987 that I'm using. It says 88 on it, but it's 87. Copywritten in 88, but it's represents the 87 season. And let's go over quickly the lineups for the Mets. Now, this is a giveaway series. Don't let me forget about that. This is a giveaway series, and we're giving away the 1992 season with XBs, and I'll show you that. And it's they're in perfect condition. Let me show you. It's not like it's beat up or damaged or anything like that. And here you got them. Look at that. We're giving away this set. This is just one part of the set that we're giving away. 1993, copyright 1993, so it's a 1992 season. And you got to put them all together into teams, but that's going to be what we're giving away. That and the rest of the season. I have a lot more cards than that. That was just a sample. All right, let's go over the lineups for the Pirates. And this is going to be a pretty quick game because APBA plays very, very quickly, especially the basic. And this is the game I started off with. This is the game of my youth, so I have a very close emotional connection, nostalgic connection to APBA baseball. So it's going to be Bobby Bonds leading it off, the Bobby Bonds. Started off with Pittsburgh. It's going to be Junior Ortiz, the catcher, batting second. John Ray, who was later traded. I had to pull him out of another team in the American League. He gets traded. And APBA League only produces basically one card per player, and they put him into the envelope that pertains to the last team he played with. So John Ray, second baseman, is batting third. Batting fourth is Bobby Bonilla, the Bobby Bonilla. He's from New York, New York, so a Manhattan kid who now collects $1 million from the Mets organization every year, which is hilarious. Andy Van Slyke is going to be in right field. Slick is his nickname. I like that about the APBA cards. They have a little nickname there. It's like you feel like you know the players a little bit better. Mo Morrison, he's another one who was traded later on, and then I had to pull him out of that American League team to get him on this team. Sidney Bream, first baseman. He's batting seventh. Batting eighth is Raphael Belliard, shortstop. And batting ninth is Bob Patterson, the pitcher. Okay, so we're going to get started. And here goes. So I have a book. I'm using a book and not those larger boards. I have a newer book that I have over here on my right. You can see that. Let me set that up, and we're ready to roll. Let's get going. So this can be moving pretty fast, just letting you know. 35, that's a 40. I believe that's like a foul ball, or yeah, foul ball, unless the pitcher has a W. Ojeda is a CZ, so he does not. Pitch from Ojeda to Bonds again, and that's popped up. That's popped up. It's a 35. That's behind home plate. Carter throws his mask away and makes the catch, so it's a foul out to Carter. That's one away. Junior Ortiz, 46, and that's a strikeout. So Ojeda gets him with a curveball, 2 away. And here in the first inning, that's going to be a 25. It's going to be a ground ball, second base. Tuffle over to first, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Nothing for the Pirates in the top of the first. Be Willie Wilson, or I'm sorry, Mookie Wilson. Mookie Wilson leading it off for the Mets in center field. Tuffle batting second at second base. Batting third is the Keith Hernandez, color commentator extraordinaire for the Mets crew, the Mets broadcast crew. He is a lot of fun. He's a blast. Funny guy. Also known for his appearance on Seinfeld in a 2-part episode. Carter batting fourth. Gary Carter, the catcher, batting fourth. Cleanup. Strawberry in the 5th spot. McReynolds is in the 6th spot in left field. And at third base is going to be Howard Johnson, or Hojo. Batting 8th is the shortstop, Santana. And then batting 9th is Ojeda. Now, this is pretty much the same lineup or the same crew or cast of characters that played with the Mets from about 83 to, I think this is pretty much to about 90, 91, and then it's a little slowly but surely they start dwindling. In other words, they start heading in different directions. Let's get started. Willie Wilson, 43. That's a 29. That's a comebacker to the pitcher, Patterson. 1 away. Now, Patterson is a D with no symbols. Tim Tuffle, 41. That's a ground ball to the shortstop, Belliard. 2 away. And 56 is going to be a pop-up to shortstop. And it's 3 up, 3 down. Quick inning, other than the talking. So APBA plays very, very fast. I know all the numbers by heart. Oh, what did I just do? I know all the numbers by heart, so I don't have to think about them very much. What did I just do? I just threw both teams and mixed up both teams. All right, so let's get that out. Let's pull that out. There we go. All right, fixed. Problem solved. Leading it off is going to be Bobby Bonilla. His complete name is Roberto Martin Antonio. Smart guy. Makes $1 million a year from the Mets. It's a long story. You have to read up on it. Now, I don't have a lot of scorecards, so the one I picked was I made a bunch of the Avalon Hill Game Company's Status Pro scorecards, which is the one I like the least, actually, because of the size of the boxes, so tiny. But that's all I had available, so that's what I'm using. Here's the pitch to Bobby Bonilla. Oh, that's a 33. That's going to take us into a second column. And that's a 25. That's going to be a ball that's driven into the gap. After it is Wilson. And Bonilla's in at second base with a leadoff double against Bobby Ojeda. Andy Van Slyke. 24. And that's a fly ball lifted to shallow left. Right there's McReynolds. 1 down. James Morrison, 65. With a runner on second. That's a 35 result. Usually some sort of a pop-up. And I'm just double checking. It's a pop-up to the second baseman, right side of the infield, and Tuffle calls for it. Pop 4, 2 out. We're at the top of the second, no score. And Sid Bream, 41. A 24 with a runner on second. That may be another pop-up. Let's see, or a line drive. Let's see what that is. I don't have everything memorized. The outside don't. Pop-up 6. This time it's to the left side, shortstop. Santana calling for it. 3 up, 3. Oh, actually, the Pirates leave one. And we go to the bottom of the second. No score. Mets are bringing up Carter, Strawberry, and McReynolds. 64, that's going to be a strikeout. So Carter strikes out looking. Strawberry with a 1 out. Good power on Strawberry's card. A 1 at 11 and a 1 at 66. It's going to be a 16. That's going to be a weak grounder to the shortstop. Belliard fires to first, throws out Strawberry hustling down the line. And it's McReynolds with a 61. That's lifted to left. Shallow left. In comes Bonilla, puts it away. 3 up, 3 down. After 2, no score. We go to top of the third. Belliard, Patterson, and Bonds. 21, that's a fly to left. 1 away. Right there's McReynolds. Squeezes it. Patterson, 13. That's a fly to right this time. And that's Strawberry. And that's Bobby Bonds, 53, a 16. And the Mets are a 2, a fielding column 2. 16 is a single base hit center field. So Bonds is on at first. The way that APBA works is that you steal automatically. So it has to, an 11 is an automatic steal. A 10 is also a steal at times. So runner on first, 2 outs, and it's Junior Ortiz. And that's a 51. That's going to be a 9, but Ojeda's a C. And against a C pitcher, that's a ground ball to the third baseman, Johnson, over to first, and that retires the side. Bottom of the third. Howard Johnson, Hojo, 51. That's a base hit, ground ball up the middle and through to center field. Hojo with good speed. He's fast runner. Santana, 43. That's a 29. And it's fielding 3 for the Pirates. That's going to be a comebacker to the pitcher. So over to second goes Johnson. And it's Bobby Ojeda. 44. And that's going to be a strikeout. Ojeda down swinging. 2 out. Willie Wilson. Runner in scoring position for the Mets. That's a strikeout. Wilson down swinging. That retires the side. So after 3, no score. Go to top of the fourth. It's going to be Ray, Bonilla, and Van Slyke. Johnny Ray. Ground ball shortstop. Santana up with it. Fires the first. Gets Ray 1 away. Bobby Bonilla, who doubled in the first, flies out to deep right field. Back goes Strawberry to the track, and he makes the catch. 2 away. Andy Van Slyke. And that's a hard-hit ground ball, but right at Hojo. Over to first, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Now I'm going to have a question in this game, and the way we do these giveaways is I ask you a question. You answer the question. You send it to combatpainter@yahoo.com. And there's going to be a question each of the 5 games I'm going to play. You have to answer them all. You send me the answers. I make you part of the drawing. And then I do that online. I do actually a video of that so everybody can see their names and all that. And that's how I do it. So we go to the bottom of the fourth now. Bottom of the fourth. And let's take a quick peek at a little bit of baseball history. I like to do that. When I started doing these videos, it was all about the history, and I moved away a little bit away from that. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah. Ah, I see. Very interesting. Okay. A super Seattle Mariner gets drafted out of high school. He's the son of an ex Cincinnati Reds outfielder. And he gets in 1987 he gets drafted out of high school. Who was that? Let's see. James Morrison. No, it's the Mets. Mets are going to bring up Timmy Tuffle. Let's turn that over. It's the pitch to Tuffle, 44. That's interesting. Look at this. Tuffle has a 0 at 44. What? All right, so that's going to guaranteed hit, 26. That's going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into left field. After it is Bonilla. Gets it in, but that's going to be a double. Leadoff double for Timmy Tuffle. And next is Keith Hernandez. Mex, they call him Mex. Even though he's from Spain, his heritage is Spanish. Why they're calling him Mex is just pure ignorance. 43, that's a 29, and that's not very much. Oh, maybe we can get the runner to second. I don't even know that we can do that. On a 29, runner to third. It's a ball that's grounded, pulled to the first baseman, Bream. Over it flips to the pitcher covering, and moving to third is Tuffle. So runner on third with only one out. See if Gary Carter can get him in. 36, and that's popped up. And that's a popped up infield fly to shortstop. Belliard is there, and it's with 2 out. It's Darryl Strawberry. Tuffle's on third base. Oh, that's a deep drive. Deep drive to right field. Back goes the right fielder. Van Slyke to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. 2-run home run. Darryl Strawberry giving the Mets a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Wow. Darryl got a hold of that one. A no-doubter. And it's McReynolds. And he grounds one to the second baseman. Ray flips to Bream, and that retires the side, but not before. Mets come up with a big 2 runs thanks to the Darryl Strawberry 2-run home run, and Patterson wishes he had that pitch back. James Morrison leading it off in the top of the fifth. 55, that's going to be a ground ball and through into center field. Oh, I don't know why I did that there. And Morrison is on at first. He's got average speed. Bream, 33, that's going to be a second column. And that's going to be a deep drive to right field. Back goes Strawberry to the track, to the wall, looks up. That's out of here. Game is tied on the 2-run home run by Sid Bream. And that brings up Belliard. 2-2 here in the top of the fifth. 63. That's lined right at the center fielder Wilson for out number 1. Bobby Patterson now. 63, and that's lifted to shallow left field. Back goes the shortstop. In comes McReynolds. McReynolds calls him off. Makes the catch. Bobby Bonds is 1 for 2. That's 45. That's ball 4. Bonds is on with a walk. 2-out walk to Bobby Bonds. Game is tied at 2 apiece. 2 2-run home runs, 1 for the Pirates and 1 for the Mets. And that's going to be a ground ball to third base. Hojo over to first, and that's all she wrote. But the Pirates pick up 2 big runs on 2 hits. And game is tied here going to the bottom of the fifth. Pretty good ball game. We're playing the first 5 games of the 1987 Mets season. This one's on April 7th, 1987. That's going to be a single base hit to left field by Hojo. Hojo batting from the right side against the lefty Patterson. Next batter is Santana. There goes Hojo. The throw down from the Ortiz. He is safe under the tag. So Hojo steals second. Santana now. That's a ground ball to the first baseman. Oh, actually, no, it's to the... It's a runner on second. Hold on a second. Got to flip the book over. That's the one thing I don't really crazy about books, but it's okay for a game like, for example, a payoff pitch baseball where it's practically chartless. You can have a book in that instance. But I really feel that if you got to go to the charts a lot, you should have charts as opposed to a booklet. We got to keep flipping pages all the time. If you want a booklet, you have to make it a pretty large booklet and try to kind of cram most of the stuff that comes up the most in the largest print on those bigger pages. Just my thoughts. This will be 29. This is a ground ball. And ground to the first baseman, Bream. Over to third goes Johnson. 3-1 in Ojeda now. At the plate, 34. That's going to be, center fielder for the Pirates, Bonds. And let's look and see what his number is on that. Bonds is a 2. So this is a runner on third. Let's see if he'll score. See what it says on a 2. This is the modifier I was talking about. You go by individual fielders. It's going to be a fly out center field, S out at home. So it's a fly ball. Sacrifice fly by Bobby Ojeda. It's a center field. RBI. And that score is Johnson. So Ojeda serves his own cause there. And there's 2 out, nobody on. 23, and that's a strikeout. Second time that Mookie Wilson has struck out. But the Mets pick up 1 run on 1 hit. And they lead it 3-2. We go to top of the 6th. Bobby Ojeda on the mound for the Mets. Here's the pitch to John Ray, 23. That's fly ball lifted to right. Back goes first baseman Hernandez. In comes Strawberry. Strawberry calls him off. Next is Bonilla, who's 1 for 2, 33. That's going to be a second column, and that's a 35. That's driven off the wall. Around first is Bonilla, into second base standing. Stand-up double, the second double for Bonilla in the game. Tying run is on its second. Van Slyke, that's line, base hit, and that's going to score Bonilla. The game is now tied at 3 apiece, So Van Slyke comes up big. RBI single with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Morrison now up to the plate, 63. That's lifted to left for out number 2. Right there is McReynolds. It's Sid Bream. Sid Bream homered earlier in the game. That's a deep drive, right field. Strawberry back to the track. Makes a nice running catch. Strawberry ran that down. But the game is tied now at 3 apiece. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Now the question, who was the outfielder that was drafted by the Mariners? I believe it was by the Mariners. Yep. In 1987. He had a father who played with the Reds. Big name. Drafted right out of high school in 1987. He was their first overall pick. Tim Tuffle now. Pitch from Patterson, 42. That's a base on balls. So Tuffle is on at first. Here's Keith Hernandez. Now, Keith Hernandez, I know, is known for making contact. If he's got a 31 there, 31 there, and a 41. So we're going to use a hit and run here. Don't use it very much. 27. Got to use the book for that. Got to go to back of the book for that. Back of the book has the sacrifices, and it's going to have the hit and runs. Hit and run with a runner on first. 27. That's going to be ground ball third base. 1 out. And it's Gary Carter. 25. That's going to be a single. Runner on second. Let's see if this scores him because it's a 9. A 9 against a deep pitcher. Single through short, runner scores. S out at home. Tuffle is not an S, I don't think. No, he's not. So the Mets take the lead 4-3 here thanks to Gary Carter. Lines a single into left field. Scoring Tuffle. And it's Darryl Strawberry's got a home run. That's a deep drive, right field. Back goes the right fielder Slyke to the track. Makes the catch. 2 out. Strawberry drove that one deep, but just not enough. Got under it just a little bit. McReynolds, 62, and that's a fly ball right field, shallow right. And that retires the side, but not before the Mets take a 4-3 lead on the RBI single by Gary Carter. Belliard leading it off the top of the seventh. 44, that's a line drive base hit. So Belliard is on, going to bunt. Patterson bunt, 56 is a 34. Got to go to the back of the book for that. And what does that say? Run on first and third. No, we're just doing a simple run on first sacrifice. 34 says safe at first, fielder's choice, 5-6. So Patterson fails miserably, and he's on at first with one out. Bobby Bonds now. Good power. Bonds, and that's going to be stroked into the gap. Stroked into the gap, and that's going to be a ball that caroms off the wall and rolls away from the center fielder Wilson. Wilson after it around to score is Patterson. And into third base with an RBI triple is Bobby Bonds. A triple for Bobby Bonds. Did I say Bobby Bonds? Barry Bonds, excuse me. And the Pirates have tied up the game here in the top of the seventh. The Mets are going to have to play the infield in here with Junior Ortiz at the plate. And that's a 51, a 9, and with a runner on third. C pitcher there, that's going to be a fly ball center field, but that's deep enough. And in to score the go-ahead run on the sacrifice fly is Barry Bonds. That's 2 runs here for the Pirates, and it looks like that's going to be all. Out comes the manager. Not sure who it was in 1987. It may have been what's his name? Davy Johnson, perhaps? Not too sure. Not too sure. Let's see who comes in here. Who pitches in this game? I have the box score over to my left. These are actual lineups, guys. Using actual lineups in this game, it's going to be Orozco. Jesse Orozco is going to come in, replacing Ojeda, who's given up 5 runs so far. So Jesse Orozco is in there, and Bobby Ojeda is out. Bobby Ojeda, the lefty for another lefty. Jesse Orozco, 1, 2, 3. You know what? And we can't even pull a double switch here. All right. I'm not big on a lot of changes. I'm not a big change guy. The way we're going to do this is actually we're going to put a little hook here telling us, okay, and he went 6 2/3. 6.2. How many hits did he allow? He allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Strikeouts, one walk. One walk, one strikeout from what I can see. 1 walk, 1 strikeout for Bobby Ojeda. It's Jesse Orozco now. Jesse Orozco's a D, but he's going to be a C for this one batter. This batter, Robbie Ray. XY, oh, he's an XY and Z. So he's got a lot of X, Y, and Z. All right. And those little symbols denote information, the ability of the pitcher. So here goes Robbie Ray from Jesse Orozco, the lefty. And that's going to be a line drive base hit for Ray. First hit of the game for Robbie Ray. He's on at first, Bobby Bonilla. Bonilla's got 2 doubles and a run scored, and that's a ground ball, second base. Tuffle flips to shortstop Santana for the force, and that retires the side. But not before the Pirates come up with 2 big runs, and they take a 5-4 lead. It's a seesaw battle here going to the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Johnson, Santana, and Orozco. They want to pull a double switch. 24, and that's going to be a fly ball, shallow left. Right there is Bonilla, 1 away, 54. That's safe. Pop up. Right field, Van Slyke, 2 out. and Jesse Orozco. And with 2 outs, you know what? We're going to let Jesse Orozco bat. 61, and that's a strikeout. So Orozco bats. And that's 3 up, 3 down. Go to top of the 8th now. Orozco's still in there. Van Slyke, 22, and that's a ball that's driven down the line into right field corner after the Strawberry. Into second base, standing is Van Slyke. Van Slyke doubles, leading it off. We're going to walk Morrison, intentional walk. Give us the double play, and we got a roll for that. That's a 66, so that worked out. Good managing by yours truly. So it's first and second, Sid Bream now. Now, I'm a firm believer in bunting with first and second, so I'm going to do that. I don't care who Sid Bream is, but I'm going to bunt with Sid Bream because I want to get that runner with less than 2 outs to third base. He'll score on a ground ball. It'll force the infield to come in. There's a lot of factors that play. So it's like an automatic 63. That's going to be a 31. That's going to be a sacrifice. I don't even have to look at that. First and second, so both runners advance. Second and third now. This is going to force the Mets to play the infield in, which is exactly what you want to do. Here's the pitch to Belliard. 52-27 with the infield in. Now, Johnson, got to look at his individual ability as a third baseman. That's one of the modifiers. He's a poor third baseman. So you got second and third with the infield in. And that's going to be a ground ball hit hard right at the third baseman. He looks Van Slyke back to third, fires to first. That's 2 away now. And it's Bob Patterson. And we're going to let Patterson bat. Actually, you know what? We're not going to let Patterson bat. We're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Cangigliosi. He bats both. Perfect, because he actually pinch hit in this game. It's going to be a pinch hitter right here for Patterson, and then we're going to bring in John Smiley. I'm not sure. Let me see who the closer is for Bob Walk, Jeff Robinson, they're all relievers. I don't recognize who the closer is, but that's easy to find out. Let's see. Let's look at the stats. Pittsburgh Pirates stats, and then it'll show us who the closer was. 1987 Pirates stats. And the closer was 22 games finished, save 13. 2 guys, Don Robinson and Jim Gott. So we're going to bring in, let's see if we have both of those. Robinson, what did I do with the cards? Oh, right in front of my nose. Gott and Jeff Robinson. Both of these guys are the closers. I don't know who the earlier closer was, but it doesn't really matter. They're both closers. All right. Let me see quickly something here. Let me look at game 2 and see if it's Gott or Robinson comes in. In game 2, it was Robinson. So Robinson's going to be our closer today. There you go. I've been confirmed that he was on the roster at this point. All right, so the pitch from Orozco with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Pinch hitter Cangigliosi. Pitch from Orozco, 41. Ground ball shortstop. And fires to first. And Santana throws out the pinch hitter Cangigliosi. We're going to get a new pitcher now. It's going to be Jeff Robinson, the bottom of the 8th. Jeff Robinson. It's going to going to be the leadoff batter, Mookie Wilson. Here's the pitch, bottom of the eighth. It's 5-4 Pirates. It's a 55. Robinson's a B, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. Line to the center fielder, Bonds. He's right there. Tuffle next, 1 out. Bottom of the eighth, 54th. That's fly ball lifted to right, excuse me. 2 out. Bottom of the eighth, 5-4 Pirates. 66. Oh, Keith Hernandez gets a hold of one. And he drives it into the corner, right field corner. Van Slyke after it. And it's a 2-out double for Keith Hernandez. 2 out. Tying run at second base. Here's Gary the Kid Carter. And that's a ground ball, third base. Let's look at Robinson. He's an X. That actually may be a strikeout. Let's double check that. Nope, it's a ground ball, third base. Right there is Morrison. Throws out Carter to retire the side. Bottom of the seventh, 3 down. Top of the eighth, nobody scored. Bottom of the eighth, nobody scored. Top of the ninth. Orozco's still in there. He's going to be facing Barry Bonds, 24. It's a fly ball left field. Right there is McReynolds. Nice running catch into the corner by McReynolds. And Ortiz has got a sacrifice fly. He's 0 for 3 today. 22. That's a line drive base hit for Junior Ortiz, the catcher. Ortiz on at first with 1 out. Johnny Ray, 56. It's a strikeout. Out number 2. 2 outs. Bobby Bonilla. Bonilla's got 2 doubles. He's 2 for 4 today. And that's a fly ball, right field. A few steps to his left is Strawberry, makes the catch, and that retires the side. 5-4 Pirates. The Mets are down to their last 3 outs. Darryl Strawberry. And that's going to be 22. Pitch from Robinson, a 22. 22 is an error. Back to Robinson. Robinson bobbles the ball, and Strawberry safe at first base. So the tying run is on E1. And it's going to be McReynolds now. Pitch from Robinson to McReynolds. Bottom of the ninth here at Shea Stadium. 21. That's lifted to left. It's 1 away. Right there is Bonilla. Howard Johnson, good power. Hojo had a great season. 1 at 66, 1 at Snake Eyes. And we roll a 55. And that's going to be a 9. That's a single. Stopping at second is Strawberry. First and second now. And Santana. Let's take a look at who we have as a pinch hitter for the Mets. Who do we have as a pinch hitter for the Mets? Ah, man, we got a couple guys. We got Dykstra, Lenny Dykstra, lefty. Got to bring in Lenny. Well, we're going to save Dykstra to pinch hit at the end, and we're going to let Santana bat. First and second, here's a pitch to Santana. Oh, I thought that was a 66. That's a strikeout. High heat, the cheese gets Santana, and now we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Dykstra. Lenny Dykstra. 2 outs. Runs on first and second. So the go-ahead run is actually on at first base. And in Hojo, good speed there. And it's going to be Lenny Dykstra, lefty hitter. Here's the pitch from Robinson. Oh, 36. That's popped up. It's going to be the ball game, folks. That's the ball game. 33. That's an infield fly, left side. Shortstop Belliard calling for it, and that's all she wrote. What a pretty good game here, back and forth. Seesaw battle all the way to the end. The Pirates are going to pull it out 5-4, but the Mets made it exciting into the 9th inning. And Orozco gave up 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. Went 2 and a third. No runs, though. And strikeouts, one strikeout. Walks, one intentional walk for Orozco. So that was 11 hits for the Pirates. Patterson and Robinson. Robinson went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits. And Patterson gave up 4 hits. 5 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. Patterson allowed 5 hits. Patterson allowed 5 hits, 7 altogether. So the Mets had 11 hits, and the Pirates had 7 hits. Pirates made an error. Mets made no errors. So 7 hits there, 11 hits by the Mets. So it's the line score is 5 runs for the Pirates on 7 hits and 1 error. The Mets had 4 runs on 11 hits and no errors. And that's the ball game. The date is April 7th, 4/7/1987. And this was the first game of our giveaway. We're giving away the 1992 APBA season with the extra players. All right, so that's about it. This is CP Cards and Dice signing off. We'll have another second game, a game 2 in a little while. It'll be Pirates and Mets, and I can even tell you who the pitching matchups are going to be. It's going to be Drabek versus Ron Darling, another color commentator for the Mets in their modern-day broadcast team. It's Hernandez, Ron Darling, and Gary Cohen, who's an amazing announcer. So that's all she wrote for right now, and join us for the next 4 games. And you'll once you send us the answers to all the trivia questions, you will have the opportunity to get your name placed in the drawing. And it's usually not 100 guys. I mean, you're only there's about 10 guys, so there's a good chance you win this. All right, and that's all. Take care, guys.